Welcome to our Reality Leadership Conference. Today we're going to talk about the 4 realities that every leader has to face. Max Dupree said the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. And one of the more interesting things I find when I train leaders is I find that a lot of them have never faced reality. They've never looked at their situation. They never looked at their organization as it really is and asked themselves, how can we make it better? How can we change it? How can we take it to a higher level? And the 4 realities that we're going to face today are the 4 that I think are absolutely the most challenging for any leader. In this session, we're going to talk about influencing change. How do you take an organization, especially when it's going the wrong way, stop it, turn it around, and change it in such a positive way that organization becomes successful? In the second session, we're going to talk about conflict resolution. What do you do with the people in your organization that are difficult to get along with? I see the smiles on your faces. You're thinking about them right now, aren't you, huh? Isn't it amazing when I just ask that question, how the picture of a person comes to your mind? In the third session today, we're going to talk about developing leaders. You see, 90% of the leaders never develop leaders. They never develop leaders. What they do is they gather followers. Huge mistake. And we're going to teach you today how to go from gathering followers, which at best will give you addition, to developing leaders, which will give you multiplication. And then in the last session, we're going to talk about how to make the hard call. In fact, I left it for the last session because it's a tough session. What do you do as a leader when you got to make the call, when you've got to make the decision for the company, for the organization that is very difficult to make? It's the decision that you don't want to make. It's the decision as a leader you always have hoped you wouldn't have to make. But what happens when it's right in front of you and you know as a leader, as a steward and a manager of your company or your business, that you've got to make the hard decision? What do? Now, to assist us with these 4 areas today, we're going to do case studies. We have 4 people that will be on screen, on video with us today, and they're going to tell their story. Now, 3 of the 4 are going to be from the religious community. As you know, for 25 years I was a pastor, so that's my background. And for 3 of the 4, they're going to be from the religious community. And I just want to tell you from the business community to just relax, because there is a message there that is huge for you, and let me explain. When it comes to leadership, I've led in the religious community as a pastor for 25 years, and I've also started 3 companies, and so I understand the business community. And I just want you to know it's much more difficult to lead volunteers in the religious community than it is to build a business in the business community. You see, in the business community, I have a paycheck. It's a very good source of motivation. Do it my way or you don't get paid. Hello. This is an IQ test. Is anybody home? But you see, in the church, it's totally different. Hello. You don't pay people to come to church. In fact, if they don't like the sermon, they don't come back. In fact, think about it for a moment. When people come to your church, you don't pay them any money. You ask for money. You've got to be a very good leader to have people who aren't getting paid coming on a volunteer basis and giving up their money for you and coming back this next Sunday and doing it again.